gentlemen, what is good with y'all?
One thing I need to do real quick.
What is good with y'all, man? We are back. This is Caps Michael here with Chase Power, the DST podcast. Detroit Sports Talk, sports, NFL, fantasy. We're going to be covering a few different topics today. Hope y'all enjoy.
Hey, let's do like a little 2-second thing. I gotta get my audio set up here real quick.
Yeah, we are just preparing the audio.
Yeah, give me like 2 seconds. I'm taking off my headset.
We're just preparing some things real quick for you guys with the headset. And we're going to start today. We're going to talk about some NFL fantasy topics. We're going to cover things like the outbreaks of the rookie RBs. We're going to talk some Monday Night Football, and we'll go from there. So you guys, I'm glad you guys tuned in. And this is going to be a great podcast. So like I said, NFL, fantasy topics, we'll be diving into a bunch here. And yeah, so we're all set to go.
Momentarily?
Sure, yep, just momentarily here. We're going to start off with you guys talking about some surprising scores that we've seen weeks 1 through 6. That's our first topic we'll be looking at. So looking at week 1, I thought one of the most surprising scores on there was not really like surprising as in blowout fashion, but it was the Bears-Lions, because the Lions led 21-3, I believe, and then blew the lead in the fourth quarter. And then had their rookie running back DeAndre Swift drop the game-winning touchdown pass, which isn't his fault. You know, the rookie running back shouldn't be in that situation when you're up big like that. But, you know, he kind of dropped the game-winning touchdown pass, but it's all right. And another surprising one I thought from week 1. No, that's it. For week 1, that is my surprising score that I saw in there. So, Chase, if you'd like to go ahead with week 1, what stood out to you?
In my opinion, the week 1 really item that stuck out to me was the Clyde Edwards-Helaire blow up, honestly.
Yeah.
He played some very, very, very good football in week 1, and I mean, he sort of had a couple like rough games after that, but I mean, I think this week he picked it back up. And how many yards did he have in that week 1? Like 160.
I agree. He
he
rushed for over 100, so he went over the century mark that week.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. The funny thing is he kind of had his week 1 was the opposite of DeAndre Swift's really. Like DeAndre Swift was like a heartbreaking drop the game-winning touchdown pass, while Clyde was like he looked to be a fantasy monster at the start of the season.
For sure. So, I'd say that takes us into point 2 of
into week 2. Oh yeah, right.
I mean, I'd just say surprising scores through week 6. I mean,
through week 6.
Move on to that.
Yeah, we'll just go weeks 1 to 6. We're just gonna be looking at some surprising scores. Another one I'd say would be the Browns-Dallas game. In which, it kind of seemed like that game just had such a like it was so dramatic a little bit, and it was a super high scoring. It showed how much the Browns and Dallas defenses were lacking. Like they're not in the elite category as of now, to put it nicely.
And I don't think that Dallas will. For us to see, no, Dak's hurt. I mean.
Right.
Out for the season, so that's not going to help him at all.
And, And
so, I mean, I'd say that takes Dallas out of the playoffs. Really,
I think they're still fighting because it's so early, but I could see why you say that. What was funny about that game was Odell had like a touchdown pass himself, like he threw one to Jarvis Landry in that game.
Oh yeah. Oh. So then,
And yeah.
I mean, I mean, we could just look at records too. I mean,
Yeah,
and
anything that
there's so
sticks
many
out to you.
teams that are, I mean, I guess before this week, since it hasn't concluded, we'll just like go off of before this week. Like
Sure.
you're 4-1, so like I don't know exactly how that looks for everyone, but I feel like here in the next couple weeks it'll pan out and really see. I know the Chiefs just won their game a couple, probably half an hour ago.
Right,
And
just finishing up Monday Night Football.
Makes it 5-1, I believe. And then what are the Lions right now?
Lions are 2-3, and I think they left a couple of games on the table for sure. Like they lost to Chicago by dropping a game-winning touchdown pass, and then in New Orleans they allowed like 35 unanswered points to the Saints. Like those kind of games they left on the table. I felt like, and they've had a lead in every game this season so far. And but my biggest fraud, I'd say the Chicago Bears have been my biggest fraud team so far. Like I just don't see them as a contender for some reason.
Honestly, my biggest fraud team would be the Browns.
The Browns, yeah, I see that.
I don't feel like if they'll go anywhere in the playoffs. I just feel like now, I mean, they're playing some decent football at the current moment, but
right. I
mean, I don't see them being an amazing like Super Bowl contender, as they'd say. And
yeah, Odell. Speaking of OBJ, I think he's getting enough targets, like in terms of fantasy numbers and stuff, to the point where, like he's just looking like he's looking for more like what he used to be, like just a little bit, which is good signs for the Browns, of course.
I really just don't think they have. I don't think they have a quarterback who's like prepared to take them really anywhere special. I mean, he's done pretty garbage in my opinion for first few years of his career, and so I mean I don't know how that plays out.
Yeah, I see why you say that. I'd say let's talk about the Raiders-Chiefs game. What was your opinion on that one?
God. I feel like, I mean, the Raiders have been playing amazing football, but I feel like the Chiefs didn't come to play, and the Raiders played their best.
Yeah, I feel like they just got unlucky where the Raiders were on their best day that game.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we'd be 6-0 right now if we were on our best game too. And
true, I'd agree with that.
The Chiefs are just straight up a better team than the Raiders.
Right, I see what you mean.
I mean, we got unlucky that they were playing some really good football, and they have been for the whole year.
For sure.
And the record shows it, so.
For sure. What was I gonna say? I wanted to bring up. Oh yeah, the immersion of Derek Carr into the offense now is kind of like he's looking like a potential MVP candidate this season. He finished like top 4 or 5 in MVP voting in 2017. Do you think he could get back to that level?
I feel like if he keeps on playing like the way he is right now, I feel like he's no doubt a top 3 candidate.
Yeah, I've always liked him. I think he's gonna bounce back a little bit this season.
Yeah, he could definitely bounce back this year, and I mean, I just feel like it depends on how they continue and if they get any injuries that are big, and just how that works out for them. I mean, injuries play a big part in every team, so if they get injuries and all that.
Yeah, he's got a lot of weapons on his offense, and then Josh Jacobs handling.
The rookie Henry
Ruggs, yeah.
Henry Ruggs is the third or whatever.
He's been a fantasy story here and there.
Yeah. In fact, I remember I dropped him a day before the game because he wasn't picking up no fantasy numbers before the Chiefs game, and I think I regretted that right after. But
it's not like a huge deal, but it's like, oh, it's just like something that kind of caught your attention a little bit.
Yeah. He wasn't a starter for me, so it was whatever.
For sure. Yeah, like when they're expendable in fantasy, it's like, you know, it's not like a huge deal, but it's like, it's just that weird feeling. Moving on, I wanted to talk about, what would you say has been the most funnest game to watch this season for you, personally?
The most fun game to watch?
Yeah, this season.
I'd say personally as a Chiefs fan, it was against the Ravens.
Okay.
because we played some really good football in that game, and
True,
I think
I
it
remember
was a
that.
solid game.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Mahomes has thrown a couple deep balls.
That game was hyped up for like prime time. I remember that.
Very much so. I feel like
I don't think Lamar
that
Jackson's.
game could have been better.
Yeah, it could have been a little more competitive, like better and stuff. I don't think Lamar Jackson's beat Patrick Mahomes in a game yet. I don't think he has.
No, he hasn't.
Right? Yeah, that's like one thing on his bucket list, like to-do list that he should be looking at for the next time.
Speaking of Lamar, though, is
Lamar Jackson, right?
He hasn't been putting up, like, he's been winning his games and stuff, but he hasn't been a breakout player like he was previous year.
The hype was so big they had to put him on the cover of Madden.
Yeah, I mean,
he won MVP last season.
I really thought he was gonna come in and you know, put up some numbers. I'm not a Lamar Jackson fan, but just the way he played last year, I mean, I thought he was gonna come in and put up some decent numbers, but he's thrown a couple touchdowns here and there, but not anything too crazy.
Not anything to look crazy. I'm a fan of his personally. I think there's some traits he needs to like incorporate. Like he kind of feels like Giannis in the NBA, like where he only seems elite when he has a lead, kind of in that sense. He's still a great player without the lead. I'm just saying, like when he has the lead, that's when he looks like an MVP to me because he's more comfortable and stuff. But I think there's like from a few different QBs he can like take some properties from, like some characteristics, and he could become like an all-around better quarterback. He's still like an A quarterback, you know, don't get me wrong, because he won MVP last season, so he was clearly elite coming off that elite season. But I think he does a lot of things Kyler Murray does. He could definitely like incorporate some things Mahomes and Deshaun Watson do better, like IQ wise, I'd say, and just like managing the game late overall. But I think he could take a few things out of Kyler Murray's book that could help him out, because he plays similar sometimes.
Very much so. But yeah, in my opinion, does Kyler Murray take after Lamar, or does Lamar take after Kyler Murray?
That's a good point.
Because I mean, Lamar's older.
That's a good point.
I don't know if that has any. I feel like Kyler has a better arm on him than Lamar does. I mean, don't get me wrong, Lamar has a good arm, but that's not what he's known for. I mean, Kyler played baseball and.
True, he did play baseball. I think Kyler runs a little more smarter, if you know what I mean. Like he tries to avoid getting tackled out of bounds and stuff like that. And Lamar just kind of like he's like not afraid to just go and slide, like even a little slightly late when he's running the ball himself.
Yeah, that's why last year I said I felt like one big hit from him to the end of his season.
True, I feel that
it's true about any season. It's just for how open he was to getting hit then.
True.
I mean, I feel like it was 100%. A big possibility.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like this year, I feel like he's gotten a little bit smarter, honestly.
Yeah, I've seen it a little bit. He looks like he kind of looks like Mahomes in his second season, like a little more poised, but like not as poised. Like just like in terms of he's more like he seems a little more seasoned now.
Yeah,
I'd say in fantasy he's been lacking. He's number 11 in the fantasy QB rankings right now, so he's trying to squeeze into the top 10, like borderline top 10 range. But which is weird because I thought he was a consensus
really
top 5.
For him, though, so.
Right, I thought he was going to be like top 5 as a fantasy QB at this point of the season, so early. But yeah.
Who's number 1 for fantasy at the moment? I think it's Russell, ain't it?
Number 1, yeah. At the moment, number 1 is Russell Wilson. But after tonight and tomorrow, it'll update. But yeah, Russell Wilson right now. What are your thoughts on him?
Russell's been playing some amazing football. I haven't watched him in any other games, but Russell he's been playing really good. He's my fantasy QB, so I see every stat that he has. And I feel like it just like Derek Carr, if he keeps on playing the way he is, I feel like Russell's a guaranteed MVP pick. I don't see it being anyone else.
I can see it. He's getting hyped up a lot right now in the MVP conversation debate.
Very much. Yeah, because I mean,
Green.
there's not too many like breakout players that are
Right.
MVP potential besides, you know, Russell, Lamar, or not Lamar, Derek, if he keeps on playing right, and then
Yes.
I don't really know who else. I mean,
For sure.
but I feel like that could bring us right into Super Bowl contenders.
For sure.
Really. I mean, we're talking about these elite players, so might as well move on to their teams.
Who's been on your watch lately?
Okay, so I have 2 from AFC, 2 from NFC.
Go
My
ahead.
2 from the AFC are the Chiefs and the Steelers.
Okay.
And then the 2 from the NFC, it's a tough one, but I'd go Buccaneers and Seahawks for sure. Because I mean the Steelers have been playing pretty solid.
I could see it. I have the same two from the NFC. I think the Lions could be a dark horse, like wild card, if they were to make the playoffs this season. And I'd say another one from the NFC that I really like has been the Seahawks. And I think the Cardinals are kind of a sleeper team right now, but they started so hot, and I think they're playing Monday Night Football right now against the Cowboys, so we'll see if they win tonight. But yeah.
I know it's a rough world out there in the football area because
Yeah.
I mean, heck, these running backs out here get most of the love, in my opinion.
Yeah, they've been used a lot.
I mean, I don't know what it is, but it feels like a lot more than any other year.
They used to, yeah. The like the whole running back position has definitely like evolved, like fantasy wise and like use wise, stuff like that. They used to be strictly like workhorses, and now you're seeing all of them catch the ball a ton.
Yeah, I mean,
Yo, Brendan,
I'd
what
say
up?
almost
Welcome
like
to the
a
podcast.
Christian McCaffrey.
Welcome to the stream, bro. Yeah, Christian McCaffrey.
Like I'm saying, they've all evolved into a him type of player, you know.
For sure. McCaffrey's injured. That's one of the big injuries I wanted to bring up.
Is?
Yeah, he's.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, his timetable should be back in about 2 to 4 weeks, 2 to 4 games, I've heard. But yeah, I think I don't know. He's really good.
Yeah,
I'd say
he's just not on a good team, really.
yeah, he's kind of got like a lot.
He's one of those unlucky players who just
Yeah,
went from a pretty decent team to a. I mean, Cam's gone. Who's their QB? Teddy, right?
their QB, it's Teddy right now. He had a lot of chemistry with Cam at the time too, which I liked seeing.
Yeah. Ooh, let's talk about Cam.
Cam, yeah, that does bring up Cam. So your opinion on him on the Patriots so far, on the Pats? Right now he's out. He's out right now, but so far.
But so far he's been playing pretty dang solid. I mean, he's been running the ball good, and he's had Bill Belichick has been putting in a great game plan for him, incorporating the QB runs and the plays where that's an option. And I mean, I feel like Belichick is doing really good with the adjustment from a like a pocket passer like Tom Brady to a real mobile QB and
defense,
decent arm.
I've noticed that too.
But
yeah.
I mean, I feel like Cam has. I mean, Cam's been out for what is this? His second or his third week? Second, right?
Did you say
I
team?
think this is,
Yeah, third game probably.
I think this is his second or third. I don't know completely, but
for sure.
This is his second or third game out from COVID-19, and
right. I like the adjustment too. Cam's been Cam was the MVP in like the 2015 to 16 season, and he made that Super Bowl.
15-1, correct?
Yeah, he made the Super Bowl 15-1. The only team they lost to was the Atlanta Falcons. Somehow they lost by like 1 score. Somehow, that was crazy. But yeah. So Brendan Cole, we have a question in the chat.
What is this question?
Brendan Cole says, thoughts on the Detroit Lions? You can go first.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Go ahead.
My thoughts on the Lions. I'm not a Lions fan, so don't get mad at me.
Question. This is a question by one of the viewers, by the way.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Brendan. His name is Brendan.
So,
my boy Brendan. Yeah.
I'd say Brendan or Brandon or Brendan.
Brendan.
Brendan. Okay, so Brendan, my answer to that is that to me the Lions are a mid-tier team. If you watched, they've played really good in the first half of their games, but then they start to fall off towards the end. So I feel like they just need a couple more pieces on their team before they can like really become a contender and get at least deep into the playoffs. Because right now the only way I see them get into the playoffs is they have like a hot streak towards the end of the year.
Right.
I mean, they have some good places.
Right. Recording a podcast. He said, "Do you want to eat, bro?" Right. I see what you mean. What's your opinion on their QB play and like their offense overall?
The offense I've heard is good. I haven't watched any of their games, if I'm being honest, and so
Okay,
I've
that's
heard
fair.
that their offense is doing solid. Their new rookie running back, I've heard he's okay, and
Swift.
I heard he dropped that pass. Yeah, Swift
Dropped the game-winning pass week 1.
Yeah, he dropped that game-winning pass, which, I mean, it doesn't really, in my opinion, affect my thoughts on him because I mean he's a rookie and that pressure, like that much pressure of a situation,
right?
I can see it. So I mean that doesn't hurt my thoughts on him at all, and I don't know, we'll just have to see how he progresses.
Yeah, he speaking of Swift, he actually went off in fantasy this week. He had a breakout game, rushed for like 114 yards or 116 yards, had like 2 touchdowns. So yeah.
How many points did he score in fantasy?
He scored about 23 points in fantasy this week.
23?
23.7-ish, like that range.
What's your thoughts on the Lions?
Like 23.7 or 23.5-ish, something like that. My thoughts, I think like the defense has been responsible for the collapse because they've led in every game. Matt Patricia said he was going to be a defensive mastermind and all that. He's like the head coach, and he like you can sense the you can sense the heat he's getting from the fans, like the media, the organization, and everything. Because our previous coach Jim Caldwell was he had a winning record 3 out of 4 seasons, and made the playoffs like 2 out of the 4 seasons. And yeah, we were about to win a playoff game in Dallas in like 2015. Kind of got robbed by the refs there, and then we went in 2017 versus the Seahawks, lost to Russell Wilson by like 1 or 2 scores. And but both games were competitive in the playoffs that he's taken us to. So they said 9-7 wasn't good enough. They hired Matt Patricia, and he's just been.
So my thoughts is Matt Patricia hasn't been putting up too many numbers at the past couple of years.
He's been getting roasted.
And so I don't know what his contract looks like, but if they blow this season and just do not do good at all, is this his last year?
I think correct. In my opinion, I think he's getting like released, fired / released if he doesn't make the playoffs if the team doesn't make the playoffs this season.
Like I wouldn't even say make the playoffs. Like I feel like if they go positive, I feel like he'll be fine. But
like job security wise.
I mean, the playoffs would definitely help. But I mean, I feel like the way he's been coaching and stuff.
For sure.
I just don't see him being a longevity coach like Andy Reid or Belichick or something like them.
For sure. Yeah, so I think, do you agree with me on like, I think the defense has been their reason for losing games so far because they've allowed like over 30, they keep allowing over 30 points like constantly.
Over 30.
Yeah, over 30, over 25 every week. They allowed like, except this week, only allowed 16 points to the Jaguars. And they allowed like 40 plus points to the Packers. Like the defense completely collapsed against the Packers. So yeah, I think the problem's been the defense. That's my thoughts on them really. And I love the immersion of like DeAndre Swift, and Kenny G's been looking great. You know, Marvin Jones. They had a comeback win in Arizona, which has been probably their best win of the season so far, like in the desert.
For sure.
Yeah. And yeah, that's my thoughts on him. I think they'll be a dark horse. I predict them to make the playoffs. And we got, let me see. We got some more comments in the chat.
Yeah.
Finish it. I'm about to read them right now. Show, yo, I miss you, big cuz. Same here, bro. What's good? Welcome to the podcast, to this YouTube live stream. And Brendan's got another question, another kind of comment type of thing. Any tips for my friend Aiden? He's an up-and-coming O-lineman trying to make it to the NFL. He's wide AF too. Your thoughts, Chase? Go ahead.
I was an O-lineman too, so
this is a former O-lineman speaking. Current too. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't really think I will ever make a professional sport just because it's such a little like percentage that goes. But I mean, really the only advice I can give is just, I mean, keep on working and always make your goal to work harder than the person in front of you, or who's like your motivation. Like you just gotta follow whatever they do and see if you can do better. And I mean, you should be able to get there. I mean. It all depends on your opportunities. I mean, depends on what high school you go to, because some high schools aren't as like comp as the other ones, and that hurts some people. But yeah, I mean, just like Josh Allen, he went to a junior college and then got a scholarship after his freshman year.
Yeah.
And,
I think
made it to the NFL that way. So.
Yeah, I think what you said, I agree with what you said, like, keep pushing and, like, the motivation aspect is big. I'd say, yeah, he's an O-lineman, and he said he's wide AF, so I'd say, you know, continue training and, you know, stay motivated.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
I'm just looking at the comments here, yeah.
For the game of football, and,
yeah, okay. Go ahead.
I stopped playing 8th grade year. I lost the love of the game because I've been playing, or I had played since I was in kindergarten, and I've been on 3 undefeated seasons. My team was #1 in the state for a year and a half or something like that. And
so he said they also said Final Fantasy for real. Ivan Babbage. Oh, Ivan Babbage, what up, man? Welcome to this is my podcast. That's my sports podcast right now. Oh, y'all talking about future. Well, personally, I'm secure about my future. So yeah, I think we covered the advice there for the O-lineman.
For sure.
Sorry. Moving on. I'm just taking a look at what else we have lined up for you guys tonight.
Yeah, make sure y'all drop in comments and stuff. We're willing to answer like any questions.
Yeah, we'll take any questions you guys have. We have 4 viewers in here right now. Any questions about the podcast, sports topics, any kind of topics you want us to cover? Right. That's great. What was I gonna say? Let's talk about Le'Veon Bell. Just the whole overall situation. Like, how do you feel about? I'd say he was not happy on the Jets or the Steelers in 2017.
He made that very clear that he wasn't. And I know the last year he was playing with the Steelers, he wasn't happy and he didn't put up numbers. And he took that 1-year break and went over to the Jets, didn't put up numbers because he wasn't happy there. And so I'd say if he's happy with the Chiefs, I feel like he'll do really good pairing with Clyde. And so we'll just have to see how that pans out. I don't know necessarily how well he's going to be able to play, but I don't know.
We will continue on Le'Veon in a second. We've just got another comment in here. Ivan Babbage says, I go to a specialized high school and I'm above average, so I'm pretty good so far with going for a medical degree. So he's just talking about, he was just talking about his future. So I'm kind of doing the same thing. I like something similar along those lines. I work in the medical field too, like health professional. Lookingvibrant.com, baby. And yeah, Ivan, I like what you're doing, man. Your future looks bright, bro. I ain't gonna cap. So yeah, back to Le'Veon Bell.
Huh?
if he's happy.
If he's happy,
I don't know how
if he's
you
happy
couldn't
with
be.
the Chiefs, right? If he's happy with the Chiefs, I think he's going to be like a great compliment to them. They already got Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I was joking with you earlier. Like I thought I view it this way too. Like he got 26 carries tonight because they feel bad that they signed like Bell. Like that's how I feel about it. So what do you think?
Well, no, my thoughts on that is that he got 26 carries because he was like
He was
had
great.
an average of 7.5 yards. So, I mean, I feel like that 26 carries was earned this game. But I feel like Le'Veon. I really just want to know what are your thoughts on how Le'Veon will affect Clyde's playing time or touches in general.
Some people are saying it's going to be a clean timeshare, like a 50-50 two-way split and all that. Oh, and Ivan, you're welcome to comment, bro. Don't worry about that. You're welcome, bro. You're not disturbing anybody. Football or basketball? We're talking football right now, like NFL. And we're talking about Le'Veon Bell, the Chiefs running back. They just signed him, like their latest addition to the team. And what was I gonna say? So I was saying. I was just saying, yeah, I was saying I think it's going to be Clyde will dominate most of the...
Right?
I think it'll be more like 75, like 75-25-ish or 70-30-ish percentage-wise. I think Clyde will start off getting like at least 70% of the touches. Just because Le'Veon's still learning the offense. And then I think it's going to head towards like a 65-35 type of split or a 70-30 split.
I mean, I really feel like it's just going to be, I mean, yeah, for the start, I feel like it's going to be like Clyde getting 3/4 of the carries and Le'Veon getting a fourth.
Right.
But I feel like then it all just depends on how both of them play. If Clyde's not doing good and Le'Veon is, Le'Veon's just going to get more carries, and
for sure,
that's how it's going to be. So I feel like it'll be good for Clyde because now he'll have somebody to like really go against and have to really work for and stay in front of in the lineup. So.
For sure. A lot of teams have been like, they kind of use the hot hand approach in their committees, which I think is cool. Like they might use that with the Chiefs. Like if Clyde's got the hot hand, they keep rolling with him like they did tonight. So I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you have to. I don't think that you can stick with one guy just because he was your rookie or your first round rookie. I don't think it matters in the National Football League just because of the fact of, I mean,
for sure,
you're trying to win. You got to do whatever you got to do to win, and if Le'Veon's playing better, he's playing better. But
yeah,
I don't think so. He's getting a little bit old and on the age side, so I feel like if Clyde continues to play good, and then if Le'Veon starts playing good too, I mean, I don't think the Chiefs will be beat. Really, I don't. But,
yeah, I think I think I don't really think he's the missing piece. I just think he gives them the luxury of like, they don't have to like they'll be fine in the backfield, like more secure and stuff.
I mean, I feel like he could be part of a missing piece on offense. I mean, the true missing piece on defense. Or would be on defense, and
yeah, I agree, 100%. I agree.
But I feel like if we needed an offensive missing piece, it would be him.
Right.
Maybe a couple people on our O line, because I mean this game our O line did pretty solid, but and past weeks, like the Raiders game, they just didn't put up too good of a fight in the trenches there. So.
Right. We got a question, comment in the stream. Ivan Babbage said, and no, you're not a disturbance at all, bro. You good. I'm down to go off topic here and there. You said, do you guys play any instruments? So Chase, you can go ahead first.
I do not. No, I don't.
He said he does not.
I think I used to want to play the drums a little bit because I like the beat to them and all that, but I like messing around with like more like auto-tune stuff on like the computer and messing around with more like technical, like computer stuff like that.
Right. I actually play like a few different ones. I play a few different instruments because I was in band in like middle school and high school. I went to a lot of concerts, went to state festivals and stuff. I play the clarinet. I can play some like drum set percussion types of things here and there. But my main two instruments are definitely the saxophone and the piano. So I've got a keyboard and I've got an alto saxophone right now. I used to play tenor sax. So yeah, I play the saxophone and the piano mainly. Those are like my primary instruments, I'd say. Secondary is like kind of percussion, some guitar here and there. But I'm more of a sax and piano guy. I was in jazz band. And you guys said, Isho said something about you and Isho said him and Ivan got beef. Ivan said, I ain't a band kid, but I play the drums. That's cool. I like the drums. My brother Abby plays the drums too, so that's that's nice. Moving on. We were talking about Bell. Do you have any other thoughts on that? Additional like comments on that?
No,
Le'Veon Bell.
I mean, I feel like we won't have too much to say until he plays his first game next week.
Yeah, I think personally, I thought they were good without Bell. I think he'll just give them like more of a luxury in the backfield.
Yeah, I think they got him for pretty cheap, so I feel like that's the only reason why they really picked him up is because, I mean, he was cheap and he has a good potential to be pretty solid. And
for sure.
If not, they only lost out on like $1 million or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I don't know exactly what his deal was, or if they've really came to an agreement yet. Yeah, they have. I don't know what his deal necessarily was, but I'm pretty sure it was only a $1 or $2 million deal. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like the signing in terms of that. I'd say also. Okay, so anyways, moving on, switching topics to Bell. Oh, Ivan Babbage said Bell. Oh God, that's the name of my girl. I see you in the cup, my guy. Yeah, Bell. That's literally Le'Veon Bell. It's funny. Moving on. The Titan.
I have a little quick something to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ivan and Brendan, or Brendan, whatever your name is.
Brendan, yeah.
It'd be really
Isho.
nice if y'all could come drop a sub or a like on my.
Yeah, if y'all go to my
too.
featured channels, you'll see a channel called Chase Power24. If y'all could sub to him too, he subscribes back. Like he's not.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's not like a fake mofo. Like he'll sub back like I do. And yeah, he'd appreciate it if y'all could sub to his channel. He's on my featured channels. If you kind of scroll over to the side. And yeah, so he'd appreciate it. Moving on. We got
injuries.
Injuries.
That played a really big role in this year, in my opinion. And I know San Francisco's gotten really bad with them. Mostert was out for a couple games. And,
hey, Abby, you want to tune in?
Out for a quad, or from a quad injury or something like that. And then Nick Bosa tore his Achilles. I know that. And then Richard Sherman had something to him.
Yeah.
Jimmy G was out for a couple games.
Dak Prescott.
Oh my God.
Out for the season. That's a big one.
With a compound ankle dislocation.
Right.
Which the compound, I just figured this out whenever I heard about it. Compound, in medical terms, I guess, means the bone poked through the skin. So that means his bone went that far that it poked through.
Yeah. Nice goal, by the way. I think the biggest one so far has been the biggest one so yeah. I was gonna say Saquon Barkley. I think I think it's Christian McCaffrey just because they use him so much. But you could see right now it's 21-zip. The Cardinals are up on MNF Monday Night Football. And the Cardinals are up 21-zip. 21-zip. Well, you can see that they're kind of missing Dak in their offense right now.
Oh, the Texans, right?
It's Cowboys, Cardinals right now.
Oh, Cowboys, okay.
And you can see it's Andy Dalton playing in place of Dak right now, so you can kind of see they're missing him a little bit.
I mean, I feel like that's just how the season's gonna go. Andy Dalton's really never been a starter in my opinion. Yeah, he started, but he never really had starter skill and.
Okay. Oh, Andy Dalton, right? Formerly played for the Bengals. Made the playoffs a few times.
I mean, I feel like he's of course he's good. He's in the NFL, but he's not a top tier NFL quarterback. So.
I got you on that. Where do you rank Dak in terms of top 10, top 15 when healthy? What's your opinion on him?
When healthy?
Yeah.
This year,
this season,
he was playing pretty well, and I'd say like top seven probably. It's a weird number, but I'd say top 7.
Top 7. I'd say, yeah, I've got him. I don't know if he's in my top 7.
I don't know. I don't know where I fit him into there, but it's at least in the top 7.
I'd say he's in my top 10, top 10, top 11. I'd say. I'm not sure if I have him that high, but I could see why you say that. Like I'd have to look at the exact list and stuff that I have, but yeah, I think I consider him borderline elite.
I just say he's like mid-tier, above average.
Mid-tier, yeah.
I see
that.
No, like above average, but like midway through that. Like he's not borderline elite to me. He's a little bit below borderline elite. So I'd just say he's like.
Drop your Instagram in the
above average.
Yeah, yo Ivan, drop your Instagram in the comments. We got you, bro. Bengals made walk like an Egyptian. That's just one of the comments from Ivan. What was I gonna say? Thought we could go. What do you want to move into?
Picture.
Playoff picture, right?
Yeah. So, just to give y'all a heads up, if you didn't know, the 7-team playoff goes into effect next year, not this year. So,
tell them. Many people thought that, yeah.
Yeah, many people I've seen have thought that it was this year.
I did. I thought it was a season. Yeah, for example.
But I looked it up and it's next year. It goes into effect. So, I mean, who do you have in the NFC playoffs? Because I don't watch a whole lot of NFC games besides like the ones that I hear about, and so I thought that'll be more your area. And
right. I'll tell you what. Give me your. Do you have your 6 ready, or just like a couple?
Here, give me a second. Let me look up AFC standings.
Give me a second too. Can you just tell me the NFC lead? We're doing NFC or AFC first? Predictions.
I'm gonna do AFC, and then I say you just do NFC.
Sure. So you can go ahead and start. Tell me what you think of the AFC.
In the playoffs for the AFC, I have my top 6 right now is Bills, Steelers, Ravens, Chiefs, and Raiders.
Bills, Ravens.
I'm pretty sure that's 6.
Okay, I see that. I could see it.
I mean, those are like really the only standouts. I mean, I guess technically you could say the Titans too. I mean, they're 5-0 right now, but I haven't heard too much breakout about them besides that one Derrick Henry stiff arm against who? What was? Who was it?
I forgot what team it was against. I know what you're talking about though.
It was against the Patriots. I know that.
Oh, okay.
But y'all know what I'm talking about. It's a big NFL thing right now. So.
Okay, I'll give you my NFC predictions. I've got the Buccaneers in. I've got the Cowboys in. Seahawks. Cardinals. I said Buccaneers, Cowboys, Seahawks, Cardinals. And then I've got... Yeah. And then I've got... Then I've got the Lions and Packers.
Ooh.
I want to throw the Saints in there. I could see the Saints over the Cardinals if that happens. I just think it'll be the Cardinals right now over them. But yeah.
Yeah. Hey, did the Titans win the game this week?
I don't know what's going on with them really. I've just heard about the COVID-19 postponing stuff. I'll take a look.
Yeah, I know they missed a game, and it shows that they're 5-0. I wonder when or if they're gonna replay that game. I mean, I'd assume that they have to, really. I mean,
technically, no, I don't think they lost yet because it hasn't happened yet. So I'd say for that, it's kind of weird, like a weird situation. But so yeah, technically no would be the answer.
Heck, I'd say we could talk about the fact that the Jets are 0-6 right now.
Sure. My thoughts are.
Do you think that they have a potential? It's not too much you say potential of Jets, but do you think that they have potential to be 0-6 team, just like the Browns were usually?
I can definitely see it. I think they'll go at least I think they'll lose at least 12 games this season.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think they're in the running for the #1 draft pick, overall.
Yeah, at this point, I see him just tanking for #1 and just saying, you know what, we'll get him next year. But I mean,
why are they so bad to you? I think they're just like disorganized, like organization,
yeah, they don't really
management-wise.
have any like big tier players on their team, or really even mid tiers. Who's their quarterback? Sam Darnold? Or...
We're talking about Sam Darnold.
I mean, yeah, there's your issue right there. I don't see it. Really, I don't. They don't have any like big players, so whatever. I mean, really, whatever happens with them. Honestly.
Ivan Babbage said, Terraloff. Okay, first off, he said, "Oh, you guys are betting." Then he said, "Well, kind of like yeah, betting, making predictions type of thing." And then Ivan also said, his Instagram's Terraloft, so you can follow him. TERR.
If he subs to me, I will definitely go follow that.
He said he'd appreciate to subscribe to his channel, and then he'll sub. It's on my featured channels, Chase Power24, and then he'll follow you on Instagram for sure. I got you on there as well, bro. And then he said, "Y'all don't know walk like an Egyptian." Personally, I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I isn't it the thing where you put your like one hand's in the front, one's in the back, and you just walk sort of silly?
I think that's what it is. It could be like a movie or song, but I think that's what it is. He just brought it up in the comments, so.
Thank you. What do we move into here next?
Moving on. Okay, so moving on.
Did we already cover fantasy? I think we like sort of went off of fantasy. Like
yeah,
we
fantasy we incorporated in. Let's talk about. We talked about.
Let me get my phone real quick.
Sure. Let's talk about the Chiefs. We talked about the Lions. Let's talk about the Chiefs. My thoughts on them.
Yeah, what's your thoughts?
I think they're a Super Bowl contender. I think they'll get a 1st or 2nd seed. Le'Veon Bell gives them some more versatility in the passing game, even though I think they were fine with Clyde. I feel bad for Clyde that they signed him because I didn't think they needed Bell that much, but that's just my opinion on that.
I feel like Bell's like an extra guy. We never want this to happen, but like let's say Clyde gets hurt or
for sure,
or he's just having a bad game in general. I mean, you could bring in Bell and. You have a reliable backup besides Darrell Williams and who's that other guy?
Yeah, please. I also
Stringer, whatever.
Right. I also think with the Kansas City Chiefs, I mean you like them, so I hope they do good, of course, you know. But they people don't remember they were down in that Super Bowl and then they were resilient and fought back into it. Like they almost got exposed by Jimmy G.
Every playoff game that they played in.
Yeah, a good point. Last season, down in the playoffs every game, and they were able to like fight back, come back
by
season.
10 or more points in every game.
Wow. Yeah. They even stopped Derrick Henry's unstoppable run. They stopped Lamar's MVP case. Like they shut down a lot of things.
No, that was the Titans that stopped his.
Oh, that was the Titans. Yeah, indirectly, I guess. Yeah, that's funny though. What was I gonna say? Speaking of the Titans, thoughts on this whole. Let me finish up with the Chiefs actually. I don't know. I think they'll make the Super Bowl. I have them making it right now. My predictions.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that they're the only team, in my opinion, that can be consistent enough in the AFC. Like Lamar has never won a playoff game, so I don't see him making it at all.
I believe they've only lost to the Raiders, correct? Just that one team.
Yeah.
See, I thought they were gonna have a shot at an undefeated season and all that, similar to how the Patriots did it in 07, went 16-0. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, they just got unlucky that day. They ran into Derek Carr on his best day. Like that's it is what it is.
Honestly, I'm glad that they did lose that game.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound good, but I feel like it gave them something to look at and say we're not unbeatable. And so
True.
I feel like it just made them go out there and work even harder at practice. And
right.
Got basically their thought of we can't be beaten, because before they lost that game, they were on a 13-game winning streak.
Yeah. Ivan, by the way, said it's a really Ivan said it's a really popular song from the '90s. I bet. So yeah, that's my
In the
thoughts on the
90s.
Chiefs. I
Man,
think
I
they're
wasn't
great.
even thought of in the 90s. You're good.
Speaking of we mentioned the Titans and Derrick Henry. So do you think this whole like COVID-19 coronavirus thing is getting out of hand with them? It seems like because the NFL's been cracking down on them.
Well,
I don't know. What do you think
my
about what they're
thing
doing?
is
Yeah.
they had 18 positive cases between their players and their
Yeah.
staff, and so I feel like now I'm pretty sure that they're pretty close to done dealing with those 18, and since so far there's only been like one repeated case of COVID in like the whole U.S. I sort of feel like the Titans are sort of in the clear at this point. I feel like it was getting really out of hand, and I feel like they might have thought of shutting down the NFL for that 2 weeks that they said they might in their rule or like their COVID issuing.
Right.
They said like if there's a big ol' outbreak in the NFL, they're gonna shut it down for 2 weeks and just see what happens from there. And I feel like that had a chance to happen there. And so,
Okay.
I mean, we'll see how it progresses.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I've seen a couple of cases go around. I mean, Cam and Stephon Gilmore tested positive, and so did 18 players and staff on the Titans. So
I wanted to talk about moving on. I want to talk about we talked about like Swift and the hyphenated last name guy Clyde Edwards-Helaire. What are your thoughts on like their rookie running backs? So what do you think about this season's rookie running backs? Do you think they're the two best ones? Because like I definitely do.
for sure, honestly, who is like the rest of them? Like that's how much.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how much the
that
gap
they're
is.
standing out. Like
Yeah.
who are the rest of these rookie running backs that
I really
most people don't even know about?
True, that's a good point. I think they've stuck out so far. They're the two best ones right now. I think
so.
Swift,
I have these fantasy
yeah.
numbers pulled up.
Pull it up, yeah. Tell them.
And I mean, it looks like Ryan Tannehill had a breakout game this week. He's my backup QB, but it was Russell's bye week, so I had to go throw him in. He dropped 30 points with 364 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an interception. So, I mean, he did very, very good.
Yeah.
And Clyde's been going off. I mean, this week he had basically 19 points. I think the first week when he had that breakout game, he had like 26 points or something. I mean, that's quarterback numbers right there. And
For sure.
I picked up Chase Claypool.
Thank you. Thanks, mate.
You're welcome.
Down 4 touchdowns, however many
Sure.
it was, and I feel like that was either whoever they were playing against not like guarding him just that good. I didn't really watch any of that game, but I saw it and then I picked him up on fantasy because he was a open receiver, and I haven't really looked at him all too much besides that.
Yeah, I'd say like
Julio had his first big game.
Julio,
this week.
yeah. Julio had his coming out party.
Like this whole NFL season, he's had like 1 or 2 catches a game. Not really too much. He was out for a game and then he was questionable for another, but he ended up playing. And this week he dropped 29.7 points with 8 receptions, 137 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So I feel like that's prime Julio right there, but I don't think he's going to be consistent with it. So he's not in his prime. That's just like a prime number.
For sure.
For him.
He looks like how Megatron looked like later in his career, in my opinion.
Like a less dominant one though.
Yeah, we'll go back to Megatron in a second. I just want to go on the record saying I think Swift's slightly better than Helaire right now, because like I just think he's right now I think he's a little better because number one because I'm a Lions fan. Number two, I think he's more efficient with his like yards per carry. I just like I don't know how to explain
Clyde
it.
I'm pretty sure Clyde's yards per carry is like 5.
Like
his
Clyde.
average.
I think like Clyde reminds me more of a prime Mark Ingram. Swift kind of I haven't like put a perfect comparison on Swift yet, really. But I don't know, who would you compare like these two guys to?
I feel like Clyde, you can't really match anybody with his height, but he's 210 pounds and he's 5'8", and he doesn't run scared like most small people do. And honestly, he sort of reminds me of like LaDainian Tomlinson.
I was gonna say he looks like kind of like Doug Martin, like when Doug Martin had his best season. Because he was like kind of a smaller back too. So what do you think about? Yeah, LaDainian's a nice comp, nice player comp. What do you think about?
I don't know how tall LaDainian was, but I'm just saying like the way he runs feels like LaDainian type of guy. And
thoughts on Swift?
Like I haven't watched too much of Swift. Haven't heard too much about him.
Like a player comp, if you've seen him run.
I've seen him run a little bit, and
yeah,
I don't really have a comp for him, really. I mean,
me neither. Not yet. I don't have one yet.
I don't think that he's as good as Clyde, but I mean, if we're being completely honest, even though I'm a Chiefs fan, like that could just be because of the team that Clyde's on. He has a lot, like Mahomes opening up the run because the pass is always a threat with the Chiefs, and so Mahomes is opening up the run while Clyde is closing out the run. So I mean,
do you think the Chiefs O-line has been good enough for him so far?
Last week against the Raiders, no.
Yeah. How about like for
Clyde? They've
like
been playing pretty solid.
Yeah.
This week they played really good. I think they had like 3 backups in, and they still played very good.
Right.
They opened up a lot of holes for Clyde. That's why he averaged 7.5 yards per carry this game. And
for sure,
I feel like if they can continue to do that, then I feel like that's a no doubt Super Bowl right there.
I was impressed with yeah, go ahead.
With like their offensive abilities will be so much better if they can just have like a really good O-line.
I was really impressed with the Lions O-line this week. This is a game because they made a hole like middle of the game, I believe, second quarter, third quarter. I believe it was the first or second quarter, first half for sure, definitely. They made a big hole for Swift, where he just took it and ran like 56 yards, 56-yard run on the Jaguars. So I was just kind of, you know, like it was a little cool to see.
Ooh, and by the way, Clyde set his season-long rushing today with 38 yards.
True, yeah. Don't get me wrong, they're both explosive. And yeah, Clyde, yeah, I think Clyde did set the career high for him.
So I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're both very good running backs, but I feel like this Clyde's in a better situation than Swift is, and Andy Reid's a lot more unpredictable than Matt Patricia. And
I think he's a great coach, Andy Reid. Very underrated.
Yeah, I mean that's very true. He is one underrated coach. I mean, most people would say he's not, but I mean, he took Philadelphia to a Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure.
He didn't. Well, he didn't with Mike Vick. He tried to with Mike Vick, but like he got close. He got pretty close.
Yeah. Yeah, the dog beater.
Christmas Vick.
But I don't know. I feel like Andy Reid is overlooked just because of his Philadelphia time. He's only like really been getting recognized on the for being the Chiefs coach because they've won a Super Bowl the first in 50 years as of last year, and so I feel like that he's getting recognized for that, but he isn't getting like the respect he deserves. I mean, I feel like he's up in the tiers of Belichick. Like he doesn't have the rings of Belichick, but I feel like he has the coaching ability of a Belichick.
True, yeah, I think he can go toe-to-toe with Belichick for sure. Ivan Babbage said IB classes are a pain. Anyway, don't worry, I subbed. He said he subbed to your channel.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. I want to cover some more fantasy football stuff. Just in general, what has been like, what's stuck out to you, like points that you've noticed, like certain trends. Like, have you noticed? What was I about to say?
I've been seeing quite a bit of like running back action, really. I mean,
yeah,
there's been a couple breuggs wide receiver games. Sure. Like I said, Chase Claypool.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah.
Henry Ruggs last week. I'm pretty sure he did.
Justin Jefferson of the Vikings.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
He's great. He's like randomly he just popped onto the scene.
But I mean, these fantasy numbers, I mean, they're not really. None of the people have really been completely like consistent. Besides Clyde putting up some decent numbers,
Right.
Every week, and besides like I think he's had like 1 or 2 weeks that have just been like sort of mid tier and all that. But I mean, there hasn't been too many like big breakout players in my opinion.
Thoughts on what was I gonna say? Yeah, breakout players in terms of that. I wanted to mention thoughts. Oh, I want to talk about a specific running back, Chase Edmonds. I think he's great. He runs a little bit like DeAndre Swift to me. If I had a player comp, like an amazing Chase Edmonds. And you know, Swift runs a little bit like Barry Sanders in terms of being a lion. Like he kind of gives me those vibes like a little bit, and like he runs a little bit like Javid Best too. He used to run for us. And you know, I've got a good comp for Swift. He's not as like I think Reggie Bush is a good comp. I think Swift's a little like bigger.
Ooh, Reggie Bush.
Yeah, he played for the Lions too. I think he's a good comparison, like pro player
for sure.
comp for DeAndre Swift. And what was I about to say?
You know,
Yeah.
I can't wait. I don't know if it'll like ever happen again, but I cannot wait for the day where there's another like Christian Okoye type of player to come back into the league.
For sure. I don't know.
I feel like that would just be crazy to have another big and. I mean, he wasn't really that tall, but he was wide and he ran.
Yeah.
With some
He was great.
cojones on him.
Authority. Yeah. Like back in the day, it was Barrett versus Barry versus Emmitt Smith for like best running back debate. Like who do you think? Who do you think it is like right now? If we have to pick 2 running backs, like who do you think sticks out as the top 2 like people debate about?
This year?
Yeah, this season. Let's say that. Yeah, this season.
Saquon's hurt. McCaffrey's hurt.
Take him out of it. Yeah.
I'd say. I feel like Clyde's definitely there.
Right.
And then I don't know. Second. Running
Yeah,
back.
I'm trying to put my finger on it.
Let me go ahead and go look at the fantasy numbers real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at the fantasy numbers as well. Second here. I'm trying to remember who's number 1. Kareem Hunt. He's top 10 in fantasy right now. He's like number 9, I believe.
He's going pretty crazy.
He's better. I think he's better than Nick Chubb. Well, I just think he's better than Nick Chubb, in my opinion. Like efficiency wise.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Nick Chubb has been pretty good these past couple of years, but I feel like this year, Kareem Hunt's sort of breaking out and all that. He got done with all of his court stuff with the
woman beater situation. Yeah.
The kicker position.
Yeah.
But
yes.
I feel like I feel like Kareem Hunt could be like the next big running back if he continues on this upward slope.
I agree.
But just because, I mean, heck, Saquon before he got hurt, he was looking sort of iffy.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, in that first game, he had like 1 carry for 2 yards or something like that.
Right. I remember. Yeah, he was.
And so I don't think that he would even be in contention at this point. And then Christian McCaffrey, I don't know completely how he was doing, but I think he was doing pretty mid-tier in my opinion. Good save.
Right.
But
I'm gonna give you my thoughts on it in a second. I'm just pulling up some of the numbers, like seeing who's number 1 right now in terms of like fantasy wise on ESPN on the ESPN app for fantasy.
okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd say. Yeah, I don't know. Like DeAndre Swift's been a revelation for the Lions. He just broke out in fantasy, like I said. And then I'm gonna tell you what we got here in a second. Momentarily, folks.
Who do you think will be the next fantasy beast besides Clyde and DeAndre?
Yeah, I think it's Swift because I think the volume's there.
But besides Clyde.
Oh, besides DeAndre. Oh. Does it have to be a rookie or just any running back?
No, just
Go
like
for it.
any player throughout the next three years do you think will be like a fantasy beast?
I'm gonna go with Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon.
Because they give him a lot of carries. Like he got 24 carries last game, 25 the game before. So it's like, I think the volume's there. I don't think he's that great of a running back personally, but because of the volume he gets. And I think his O-line sucks right now and he's doing decent. Like, he's a top 10 running back in fantasy right now. So as that O-line gets better for the Bengals, then I think he's going to like continue to progress, move forward and stuff. So I just think he's got some potential.
Speaking of the Bengals, what do you think about that kid Joe Burrow?
The Joe Burrow kid? He was top 10 in fantasy last week. Now he's like top 21. I was disappointed of him last game. He looked like he looked horrible last game he played in. But yeah. What are your thoughts on it? I like his decision making. That's the favorite thing about him.
Yeah, I've heard some good things about his IQ, and so I mean,
high IQ.
I think I think I thought he was going to be a lot better than he's like really put him out there to be. I really thought he was going to be like putting up Mahomes numbers in that 2018 season. But I mean, like a little bit less than that Mahomes numbers, because those were just crazy. But I thought he was going to be putting up some solid numbers. And
I've got the numbers.
Yeah, you do. Let's hear 'em.
You want to continue, or do you want me to say this stuff?
Just say them.
The top 5 fantasy running backs right now: Zeke, Aaron Jones, Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, and Kamara. I think Zeke. I mean, well, you said who I think is gonna come up. I'd say I'm with you. Kareem Hunt, Joe Mixon, and I think Josh Jacobs could step into the conversation.
Josh, oh yeah, that's very
yeah,
true.
Those are my 3.
If the Raiders continue to play at the high levels they're playing at, for sure.
Yeah, we've got also. I think I could see Jonathan Taylor in the future because his O-line's so good.
Yeah.
And that's about it, really. I really think it's going to be those guys that I mentioned.
For sure.
Who do you think is going to finish? Prediction for #1 fantasy running back and receiver this season. Like prediction.
#1 running back?
Yeah.
Prediction?
Yeah, for like for the rankings. Clyde.
I feel like Clyde has been pretty consistent.
Yeah.
This year, and
I think it will be Kamara just because he's a #1 right now, like leading. So I think he'll keep it up. But you know, I'm giving him some leeway there. How about receiver in terms of like wide receiver? I'll tell you the top 5 right now. Top 5 is Hopkins, Jefferson, Metcalf, Thielen, and Ridley's currently #1.
Oh yeah.
I think it's gonna be.
What did Ridley put up today?
Today he dropped 15 points. He had 6 for 61 and a touchdown. Good first 15 points. 16 points. Yeah.
I think it'll be Ridley for sure. He's been playing really good. And
man, I'd say it's gonna be Metcalf or Hopkins. I think. Well, like I wanted to talk about Metcalf. Some article came out. People are comparing him to Calvin Johnson, like prime Megatron. Like, what do you think about that? People are comparing him to Megatron. So, what do you think?
I don't see it really. What's his first name?
DK Metcalf. DK.
Oh, DK. Okay.
Yeah, they're comparing him to Megatron, like in an article I saw this week, and I just didn't think it was like that legit, because he's like, I understand why they're saying that, but do you think it's a fair comp or what?
I think that he's crazy physical. He has some, like, he's shredded completely.
Right.
So, I mean, he's really physical. He gets the touches he needs to. He has an amazing quarterback with Russell Wilson. And so, I mean, I think he definitely could be like Megatron, just.
Sure.
I don't know. Does he have the characteristics of a Megatron, or?
Just like overall, like I mean, build-wise, he's 6'4". Megatron was 6'5", so I could see a little bit there, but I don't buy it that much, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I love watching DK play though, just because of how like physical he is, and
I'll say this though, DK and Tyler Lockett, they remind me of prime Megatron and Golden Tate for the Lions. Like they remind me of that duo.
Yeah.
Because, like, literally, like, Tate plays like how Lockett plays like how Tate plays. And then Metcalf looks kind of like Megatron out there a little bit, but, like, yeah. They complement one each other. Like I like the Seattle offense though, like a lot, because like DK is like that big receiver that you know, he's still agile and stuff, possession catches and stuff, and Tyler Lockett's their speedster. Like they can pop the top off your defense with him, so you have to focus on him and Metcalf. So I just like their offense a lot.
All right, what do you think about Tua? Is Tua starting?
Really, I don't know what the deal with him really. I'm not sure. Has he played one game yet? I'm not really sure if he's played a game. I think.
I have the Dolphins right here. I'm about to. I can get the Dolphins.
Right.
Roster. Who else would it be? I mean, it looks like he is.
Fitzpatrick played a game for them, I think. But like, yeah.
Oh yeah, I think it is Fitzpatrick. I think Fitzpatrick has been starting.
I'll double check on that in a minute.
But what are your thoughts on the Dolphins being 3-3 right now?
I think it's overachieving for them. Tua should probably play more. I'm about to check if he's played yet.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think so, because I know that Fitzpatrick has played in most games at least.
Okay.
And I feel like the Dolphins aren't gonna win a Super Bowl, like, within the next 3 years, in my opinion. So I feel like they really just need to start focusing on their future and get rid of these like old like sandbag looking quarterbacks.
Tua's played one game so far. He's had 9 passing attempts. Wait, hold up. No, not passing attempts, sorry, apologize. He's played one game. He's had nine total passing yards. Apologize. 9 total passing yards. I'm trying to find the attempts. It's saying like,
I'd assume not that much, really.
I'd assume 2 or 3 attempts. It was probably garbage time, it looks like. Yeah, it's saying he took over in garbage time with 2 minutes 27 seconds left. So probably like 2 to 3 passing attempts, maybe 1.
But I can, like, in my opinion, they need to, like, I get it. Fitzpatrick is playing pretty decent right now. Yeah. But I feel like if they're gonna be looking at the future, they need to, like, start playing Tua a little bit, focus on him. Because, I mean, he's going to be the future of their team if they just have to keep him around.
The Lions were...
Fitzpatrick only has a couple more years left. And
right. I think Tua should be playing for them, you know, for the future. I agree 100%.
Fitzpatrick can back it up and...
yeah.
Do
I agree with you 100% there. The Lions were actually looking at drafting him, and then he said he wasn't going to play for Detroit. Like, I'm guessing he would sit out the whole season if we took him. That's what I'm guessing that means. Yeah. You know? Or would request a trade or something. Which is just, I thought it was funny to hear that. We took Jeff Okudah instead. But, you know, I think the Redskins made a... Well, what's the Redskins situation? They got Alex Smith playing for them? And Haskins?
I mean,
so, Kyle Allen?
No, I don't think Haskins is playing for him.
Kyle Allen, I believe it.
Yeah. I think that they benched Haskins.
Yeah. I thought they were going to take Tua. I really did. They took Chase Young.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of glad because, I mean, they had, at the time, they had Haskins, they had Smith coming back this year. He played in his first game, and then they had, or they would have a third quarterback if they would have took Tua, so.
Thoughts on,
I don't think it would have been very smart.
For sure. Thoughts on, a couple more topics I want to touch on. Thoughts on Chase Edmonds?
That's gonna be all you, because
Chase Edmonds, okay, I'll go ahead. Here's the, let me explain the situation. And right now in Arizona, in the desert with the Cardinals, they have Kenyon Drake, and he's been super, like, very inefficient. And then we've got this, like, a master of efficiency on the other side with Chase Edmonds, comparing him to Drake, you know?
Yeah.
And the word on the street is Chase Edmonds is going to take over, because he was their best back last week. He's been their best fantasy back for them. Last week he got like 5 carries for like 35 something yards, and then he got like 5 catches for 60 plus yards and like a receiving touchdown. So it's like people think he's gonna take over the starting running back job in Arizona, and I could see it. I just wanted to point out how amazing he's been.
Yeah.
If you remember, Chase Edmonds last season David Johnson, back when he played for the Cardinals, had an injury, so Chase Edmonds played, and Chase Edmonds dropped like 30 points in fantasy. So he's shown that he can, like, you know, he can ball as a starting running back.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know too much about the Cardinals. Don't know too much about Chase Edmonds.
Right. Yeah, Lions are my favorite team. Cardinals my second. Who would you say is your second favorite team besides the Chiefs?
My second favorite team right now.
Yeah.
I'd say
I like Lamar and the Ravens, of course, but yeah.
You know, I've always been sort of a Seahawks fan. Cause
me too. With Seahawks, they're great.
Back when I was like 7 or 8, I liked the colors of their color rush jersey, so I always paid attention to them, and I favored them in the Super Bowl against Patriots, but that didn't work out very well because of this bonehead coaching call. And so,
Matt Patricia takes credit. Matt Patricia took credit a couple weeks ago. He said he made that call. Like, he was talking trash about it. Because he was the defensive coordinator for the Patriots at the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, but like the media was questioning his clutchness as a coach, and he brought that up. He's like, "Oh, I made one of the best calls in history." But like people were talking trash,
I don't even
saying,
think that was his call. I think it was
Malcolm
the lack
Butler's
of
play.
the Seahawks call.
Yeah, but people are saying, "Oh, it was Malcolm Butler. He's trying to take credit and everything." But yeah.
Well, I don't even think that. I mean,
the lack of the Seahawks.
Yeah, I don't think it had anything to do with the Patriots call.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just a bonehead call by whoever's the OC for.
The head coach was Carroll. I forgot their OC, but yeah.
Like whoever was the OC for the Seahawks, cause
might have been Darrell Bevel, who's the current OC for the Lions.
But
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know really. I mean, I don't see Patricia being able to take credit for anything. You see how he plays with the Lions. So.
Right. Two final topics I wanted to mention.
Okay.
Well, you want to do MNF last? Let's do MNF first. I got something else.
No, last, because
I got something better.
Then I'll be. Oh, okay. What's the current score and what are some stats of the current game?
It's like 20. Let me check.
I heard the Cardinals were up 21-0.
It's
at the start of the game at least.
It's 28-3 third quarter.
Dang.
So it's a dub. I mean let's call it a dub. Barring something,
unless they pull a Falcons
if something
in the Super
insane
Bowl.
happens, I'll come back on the podcast tonight and apologize. But I doubt it. There's no way. Like, you know, they're up 28-3, like how the Falcons were. but that's funny. But so yeah, my thoughts on this dub. Kyler Murray 8 for 20, 2 touchdowns.
8 for 20.
128 passing yards. Dalton.
What does it say about him though? Like that's the thing is like 8.
What did it say about him? Yeah.
Like yeah, okay, yeah, they're up 20-30. So yeah, it's gonna get overlooked by everyone.
Yeah.
But 8 for 20. I mean that's less, or like that's a worse completion percentage than Mahomes in his whole career.
Yeah, that's a little like a thought suspect, embarrassing for a Monday night football game when you're like they're blowing them out, you know.
Yeah,
I feel like
the NFL's had a bad picket in Monday night football games this year.
I don't know. Yeah, it's something's up with it.
I haven't liked all their teams that they've been.
No, I feel like this is my opinion. Anytime the Texans are involved, it just feels boring to me when the Texans are involved in a Monday night game. I don't know why. It's just something about them.
The Texans football, I just don't like in general.
Yeah, and anytime they bring up like Eagles or Falcons in games, I don't know. But specifically the Texans, like, because I've heard many people tell me that too. They're saying like when the Texans are involved.
The Texans, in my opinion, just don't play exciting football.
Yeah, probably.
They play some mid-tier games. I mean, yeah, they made it to the divisional last year and very well could have beat the Chiefs, but didn't end up doing it. The Chiefs made an awesome 24-point comeback, or 24 or 28 unanswered points, and like, I think it was 6 minutes or something like that, 5 minutes. And
yeah, what was I gonna say? Andy Dalton, 18 for 25, 112 yards, one pick, interception.
So I can definitely, like, even though if they're losing, I can definitely see Andy Dalton being the better quarterback in this game.
He could, yeah, he seems like a solid replacement for Dak so far. You know, now he's 19 for 26, which is great.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
heck,
it's
that's
you know,
that's a lot better than the
8 for 20.
Tyler, man.
I don't know, it's not horrible, but like it's underwhelming for like a top, like you know.
I mean, we're talking about like a what is this?
Yeah, the offensive rookie of the year.
I'm trying to think of the percentage. What percent would that be? 40%?
40, yeah, about 40, yeah, 40%, I believe.
I mean, that's a 40% completion.
Right.
That's just
And it's
not
like
good.
he's a top 7. He's a top 7 in terms of the rankings on ESPN Fantasy. Like in fantasy, he's number 7 right now. So it's like you would expect better from that, like efficiency wise. But yeah. And then
Yep.
what was I wanted to touch on a couple more stats here. Monday Night Football. Let's talk about that Chiefs game real quick before I get back to this MNF. Were you satisfied with the win overall? I thought they just played a safe game, kind of closed it out.
Yeah, they didn't do too much exciting.
Yeah, it wasn't
really.
that flashy today. I don't know, it just felt like that.
I feel like they were just trying to. I don't think that they were trying to do anything like interesting. They were just trying to get back into their winning mindset from last week, that loss against the Raiders. And
Right.
I mean, I feel like they were just trying to get back into the winning mentality and all that. So, I mean, it was whatever. We got the dub. Like that's all that really matters in the long run. But
For sure. Clyde played
wasn't
amazing.
An interesting game.
Clyde was the story of the
Clyde
game.
Played really good. But other than Clyde, I mean, I didn't see too many like really good plays. I mean, Kelsey did have 2 touchdowns, but they weren't like crazy touchdowns. So.
Yeah, he's a red zone target from Mahomes a lot.
Oh yeah, I think he has the #1 for targets.
Number 1 tight end in
red
fantasy
zone.
right now. Currently.
Even though Kittle's hurt, even if he's not hurt, I see Kelsey as #1 tight end in the league, and I mean,
Me too. I think he'll finish #1 in fantasy. 6. What do you think?
Well, yeah, for sure in fantasy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hurt, but I mean, I feel like just in general, I feel like Kelsey is overall a better tight end than Kittle is.
Me too.
But and I don't even think that's just because I'm a Chiefs fan. It's just like
Kittle's always he seems hurt. He seems injury prone a lot.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And I don't know. Kittle just seems like more of a blocker to me. He seems like a 6th low lineman out on the field with a couple decent catches out there, but I feel like Kelsey's more of a threat. He can do his fair share of blocking too, so
right.
I feel like that'll help.
Well,
we'll just keep on talking until the end of this game.
I'm going over. I wanted to go over Cowboys rushing Zeke 9 for 43, Tony Pollard 8 for 29, Amari Cooper 4 for 55, like receptions, and then Cardinals. Oh, see, this is what I'm talking. Oh, surprisingly, Drake's been great tonight. 10 for 62 yards. Kyler Murray 9 rushes for 67 yards and a touchdown. Drake has a touchdown too. And then Chase Edmonds 4 rushes for 19 yards, but he has a reception for 6 yards too. But they're still in the 3rd quarter, you know. I think they'll make some more noise.
Yeah.
But yeah, Christian Kirk has been the story tonight. 2 receptions for 86 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the Cardinals are up 28-3 with 6 minutes left. Like this game looks over, folks.
So he's averaging 43 yards.
A reception right now, like a catch.
That's wild.
Yeah, he reminds me of he's kind of like a John Brown type of player. Deshaun Jackson kind of reminds me of those dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really all I had for topics. The last thing I wanted to talk about was, besides Monday Night Football, we'll still talk about it. Your opinion on like Madden, like why has Madden not been like satisfying the customers this season so far?
Well, I mean, just like me and Caps here, we or at least I was top 100 in the world in Madden until Madden 21. Really, I mean, I got back up in there, but then I stopped playing. Just it got dry. I mean, it got dry for like that month span. It was like the first month of the game. They only had like 1 promo come out. And
I don't know what was up with it. Just like kind of strange to me.
That's just like a big issue to me. And I mean, I thought it was going to be a good game, but I've heard it's pretty fun now, but I'm starting to play Destiny more. You guys will see that more from me. I'm just working on getting my characters up and working on Destiny because, well, really the real reason why I didn't want to get back into Madden, since people are saying it's getting a little bit more interesting now, is because it's going to save me a lot of money.
Yeah, okay. I'll feel that.
I think I spent a little bit too much money on the game last year. Had a really good team, but I spent a lot of money on the game.
Yeah, I feel that.
And so I've tried to stay away from Madden a little bit. It was fun while it lasted, but I think that's it for me on Madden.
For sure. Yeah, so anything else?
What are your thoughts on
Madden?
2K?
2K, I think it's got the same problem as Madden, little dry in terms of content. You can't drop the same park and expect people to keep, like, you know, customers to keep purchasing.
Alright, well here, let me rephrase it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, we don't have 2K21, so we can't really talk too much about
true.
it. We don't have it. The demo was garbage, but 2K was mid-tier.
Right.
And so, I mean, I like the idea, like, that they're going with the new park, and on PS5 they're saying that there's going to be new parks, and it's leaked right now. I don't know how, like, true it is that the affiliations are going to be coming back.
Right, rumors
but
and stuff.
Me and Caps have been talking, and like we're probably going to end up like just watching 2K for a little bit, and if it looks fun, we might copy it, like be some Christmas noobs, you know?
That's the plan, yeah. That sounds like a decent plan. Good plan.
Because I mean, I don't know, the way 2K's been the past couple of years, just like the same park, and I mean, I get it, so it's gonna be a different park, but we'll just have to see, like, gameplay wise, if we want to play another 2K game.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll let y'all know.
They haven't made too many major upgrades, and honestly, even if this next gen 2K is gonna be good, I think that even after that, I think they're going to fall off just like they have been for these couple of years. Because the only reason why I feel like they're going to be amazing for this year is because it's a console leap year, and I feel like you have to be amazing.
Right.
On a console
I agree with that.
Year, and
I agree with that overall. Let's say that. The funny thing about 2K and Madden both just kind of recycled content's been the deal. They're kind of there here and there. I don't know, like Madden,
I expected that. I mean, Madden's gameplay has been pretty solid. I like all like the changes like for the users and stuff like that. I like all the changes to it, but I feel like I mean, it's football. There's not too much you can change about football. You can give out new stadiums and stuff, but
they've been innovative.
Actually, like, yeah, I feel like you have to be a special type of person to be able to play Madden like years on end. Yeah. And
they've been innovative. I'll give them credit for being creative. Like the yard's been great. I like that mode.
Yeah. I feel like the yard is the breakout of Madden 21.
Yeah, me too. It reminds me of how I liked long shot. I liked long shot so much, and like the yard kind of like made it fun in that part, like that aspect.
Yeah.
But I think they should bring long shot back. I thought that mode was amazing, but you know.
Yeah, I did like the story mode to it. The only thing I didn't like about it is I feel like, besides like just going to the NFL and playing like a regular season, I feel like they need to make like an online mode. Besides, I mean, they just made the yard, so
yeah.
I guess technically they did, but if they could incorporate like long shot with the yard character,
that would be great. I think.
But like they need to do something like that, really.
I think having something like a co-op story where you could do where you could have like a solo player version of the yard, and then you could have like an online the yard where like you would go through the story just like with a teammate, something like that. That would be great. I think. Personally, I'd love that. Yeah.
Make some good content too.
Yeah, Cardinals and some great content. Excellent for sure.
Yeah.
Cardinals.
Let's get one more update on the game, and I'm probably gonna
final update on this Cardinals game. 5 minutes 43 seconds left in the third quarter. Still the same score, 28-3. And and it looks over, folks.
It is. I mean, the Cowboys, in my opinion, don't have like the personnel to really come back right now. And
yeah, it's somehow, even though Dalton's been great tonight, they just can't get into a rhythm for some reason.
Yeah.
As we speak, the Cardinals have the ball, and Kyler Murray's just like around midfield, around the 50-yard line on offense, and they're just, you know, taking their time with things right now. I used to call it the little kids offense. The little kids offense because of Kyler, yeah. But yeah, go ahead.
Alright, so, I mean, it's been an hour and a half. Pretty solid podcast. We plan on doing this every week from now on. We'll probably keep it updated to that, and, I mean, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and it's been Chase Power and Caps, and peace out.
See you on the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out. Gazer. Nature can't stop the sample.